Hello, dear foodie friends, and welcome to Kitchen Chat. I'm your host, Margaret McSweeney, and I'm so excited to be doing the very first Kitchen Chat here in the beautiful new Viking and La Cornue showroom in New York City. I'm here with my co-host and the designer of the showroom and brand ambassador, Chef Jamie Larita.
Of course, Margaret.
Oh, and we are so thrilled to introduce you. Well, really, you don't need introduction. You've seen her a lot on the TV, but she is the new chef here in the showroom in New York City, Chef Jackie Rothong.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, this is so exciting, and I'm so impressed. I mean, first of all, Jamie, we're going to have to kind of share the background of how this happened.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. It's a crazy story.
It is.
It's a crazy story that goes way back further than I realized when we first met Jackie on the Chew.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Margaret?
I did not know this.
Yeah, so obviously
Yes.
we were on the set of the Chew, which was
Yes.
unbelievable. And we all know that you are the person that's kind of like the little elf that's been behind the scenes of the Chew for so many years.
Yes.
And when we met you on the set of the Chew, I just said to Margaret, I love her. I'm like, there's something about her, like I feel connected to this girl. And Margaret was like, well, you know how Margaret is. Margaret's
Yes.
like connecting and so on and so
Yes.
forth. And then we had the opportunity here in the showroom when we were looking for a chef. And I said, would it even be possible, because we know what happened with the Chew,
Right.
that she would be available? And lo and behold,
Yeah.
Margaret shot me a text.
Well, after I texted Carla.
Yes.
So Chef Carla Hall, who's just wonderful, dear friend and wonderful
our connection,
person.
too.
Yeah.
She is.
So I just love how this.
but if
all
I can
happened.
quickly tell the story, we
Please.
used to have a restaurant back in my family called Larita's Cafe. And
And where was it?
it was in New Jersey.
Oh,
That's where I'm
okay.
from.
That's where she's
I'm a
from.
Jersey gal. Yes.
We're both from New Jersey.
Yes.
And
gals.
we
We're
have that.
both
We're
Jersey
both Jersey girls. The Jersey connection running strong here. And many years ago, I used to run the grill in this restaurant called Larita's Cafe. And there was a woman that came in every day, and her and I had my own set of customers. I was making.
You always do. When
Well-
you're at a restaurant or somewhere, people always come in to, hopefully if you're good,
Yeah.
they come in to see you.
After we had interviewed and hired Jackie, she said, "Do you recognize this woman?" And I said, "Well, not really." She said, "Well, okay, maybe it's 20 years old, this photo. Like, take 20 years of age off and here's another photo." And I'm like, "I know this woman, this is Diane."
Yeah.
And she said, "That's my mom."
Yeah.
So wait,
And I didn't tell him
Goosebumps.
tell him my mom's name. So
Right.
I was just like blown away that he even remembered her name.
but this woman
Yeah.
used to come in every day, and I used to make her a special sandwich, and then she used to bring her little girls in to the restaurant, and this little brown-eyed little cute girl that used to flirt with me is Jackie.
It's me, yes.
Isn't that funny?
That is amazing.
Yeah.
What a journey.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe Chef Jamie's sandwiches had a little bit of culinary
Influence on me.
in terms of.
I think they did. I make a killer BLT. I mean, it has to be from
It was my BLT. It was
Yeah.
my chicken BLT with honey mustard. But can you imagine? I mean, that's how the universe works, right? You never know how people are connected. Like, you're the queen of connection, Margaret
Yeah.
McSweeney.
This is the world is small,
Yeah.
right?
The world is small, and I
Right.
think it becomes even smaller with food.
Oh,
and just
yes.
bringing everyone to the table. And speaking of food, first of all, I am so impressed. You are so young and so accomplished. Classically trained,
Yes,
right, at
yes,
ICE.
yes.
And then I'd love to hear what your path has been. And
Sure.
now at Viking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, I started as just this like small town gal in New Jersey, and I was always super competitive. I played basketball growing up a lot. So in college, I realized I was not going to the WNBA because I'm only 5'4". So I figured I'd throw that dream in, and I started working at a restaurant in New Jersey, doing all their desserts.
What restaurant was it?
It was Gencarelli's,
Oh, okay.
which is actually right next to your
Lauren's Beauty Shop.
right now.
In the parking lot.
In the parking lot. In the parking lot.
Connections
Connections.
out the wazoo.
Yes.
Out the wazoo, yeah. So I was working there for about 7-8 years, and then while I was in college as well, and then I decided I want to go to culinary school. While in college, I interned for the Rachel Ray Show. I saw what a food stylist was. I went home and I said, I want to be a food stylist. And I thought at the time that people just make food look pretty. But no, they actually have to cook it, and these celebrity chefs and some of the best chefs in the country have to approve of all of this food that you're making. So there's a lot of pressure. And then right after culinary school, I went to ICE. I started just freelancing at different magazines and recipe developing and testing, and realized how much I really love food. And then I got my gig at the Chew. So I was there for 7 years. I ran the kitchen, made some amazing connections, and just built a really beautiful family there.
I remember one episode where you were on the Chew that I caught at home. I used to watch the Chew every night. And one episode where you were doing these salmon burgers.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was watching you make these salmon burgers.
Yeah, I had a
and
really awful top knot on my head.
Yeah.
I do recall that, actually, and I was like, don't ever do my hair like this again. That was my one diva moment.
She diva'd out. She got diva on us. But you were making these salmon burgers, and I remember, I believe it was Carla that was talking about how you perfected this salmon burger, and how there's so much recipe testing that goes on backstage to make sure that the recipes are right, and that was all you.
That was all me and my team,
Yeah.
my team of all women, which was great. But yeah, I mean, I don't think people at home really realize what goes on behind the scenes of a television show. And you know, there is this little team that's, you know, getting all these recipes the night before from all of the chefs or the celebrity chefs that are coming on, the hosts, and we have to test them, develop them, and then have the hosts approve them. And if they don't like it, you have about, you know, an hour to 30 minutes to change it. And, you know, if something happens during, we were live to tape, so that was the crazy part. So everyone's like, why are you so calm? I'm like, well, go work in live TV for 10 years and you'll be calm like me. So yeah, so I mean, we were testing things all the time, and you know, everything was last minute, but I just loved the adrenaline rush. It was like being in a restaurant kitchen.
That is great. And you've been on a lot of cooking competitions too, and you have quite the honor of having beaten Bobby Flay. Right?
Oh, well, I actually didn't beat Bobby Flay, Margaret. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding.
You didn't beat him?
I didn't beat him.
Well,
I competed against him. I got to the second round, and honestly, I think it was rigged, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you.
This is the biggest disaster ever.
Bobby already messed up his dough.
I have to cut my losses and start over.
Something's burning.
Something is burning.
Oh.
Oh!
Bobby, what happened? The pork burned?
What's going on over there, Bobby? You all right?
I'm way behind.
The winner is Bobby Flay.
I'm frankly shocked, but I have to give props to Bobby.
Rigged.
It was rigged.
Rigged.
I made homemade.
She got robbed.
I got robbed. Watch the episode. I made homemade cannelloni, and he messed up his pasta dough and messed up a lot of things, and somehow he won.
Oh,
I don't know how, Bobby, but it's your show, so you
Calling
gotta win
out
some
Bobby
of them.
Flay right here on Kitchen Chat.
Here I am on
Okay.
Kitchen Chat. You better come on.
Right, come to the Viking La Cornue showroom,
Yes,
Bobby,
another
and
match.
let's really recreate this
Rematch.
challenge, shall we?
But I would love to see, I'd love to get film of the two of you cooking your cannelloni.
Oh,
I think that
yeah,
would be so much fun,
absolutely.
and to recreate
So good.
something
Yeah,
like that.
you know what was great about having, you know, this, we have our Chicago showroom, and that's been established for over a year now, and now we have our New York showroom. And what's so great about this is we're going to be starting programs where we're going to be sharing our recipes
Yes.
with the public through Viking, and you know, we can inspire each other. I remember the first time you ever cooked anything in here, and the first time I ever had anything here was a tart that you made with squash.
Squash, yes.
I went home and I was inspired by that tart, and I said, oh, because I have made tarts previous to that, but I was like, oh, I'm going to try to recreate, and we talked about adding a little bit of smoked mozzarella to it,
Right.
and blah, blah, blah.
And
I went
prosciutto,
home and I
yeah.
did that. And it was great. So it's like, we're going to be looking forward to a lot of great recipes. For example, what you did last night here for our grand opening was pretty crazy. That was a lot of food.
Yes, it was a lot of food.
What's your favorite cuisine?
Oh, Italian. Italian is my favorite cuisine, which is perfect because
Yes.
we're, again, connected on so many different levels.
I don't know.
But whenever
She's my
I'm...
culinary wife.
Yes. Oh, my God, I love it.
Can I join your all-women team? Can I be your token gay?
Of course. Every woman needs a token gay.
It's
and
true.
you are it.
Look at Margaret. Margaret's
dying.
clutching
She's
her
completely
pearls.
dying.
Clutching her pearls left and right.
Okay, so first of all, what do you think is the most challenging dish you've ever had to prepare on Chew? Or
Oh,
most
my gosh.
unusual?
Oh, gosh. Most unusual. Whew. I have to say, we did this like turducken thing. That was awful. But I'm going to actually go to another one right now. because turducken is just terrible.
I don't think you should stuff one thing into another thing.
No, I don't want to do that. It was
just
it was so bad. It
unnatural.
was
It's
so
just
bad.
unnatural.
Yeah, I did not like it. But
These things should not be injected into one another.
Anthony Bourdain came on the show, and
Bless his soul.
yes, and
How
one
lucky
of
for
one
you
of
to
my
meet.
favorites. Yeah, I've gotten to work with him twice, and the first time he made a bibimbap.
Bibimbap.
Yeah, I just love saying that word. And that was really interesting. And the second time he did 3 different colored tomato concasses. So it was yellow, green, and red. And then we did like a poached lobster on top. And it was just so intricate, and it was so exciting for him to come into the kitchen and to critique what I've done and, you know, try to solve problems and make one thicker and make one thinner. And I don't know, just that whole experience I was kind of blown away by.
That's incredible. Now, you know, I'm still new to this culinary journey, and you mentioned something I'm not familiar with.
Yes.
Concasse?
Concasse.
What is a concasse?
Oh, tomato
That
concasse.
sounds like a song.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, when you concasse, you do like a little like dance. No, so exactly. So it's actually when you take the skin off of tomatoes and then you take the seeds and the juice out. So you just have like the pulp. So it's this like method of doing an X on the bottom of a tomato, blanching it, putting it into an ice bath, and then peeling the skin off and taking the seeds out.
So concasse.
Concasse,
All right.
yes.
You learned something new today.
New culinary terms.
Yes, Margaret is like, every day you learn something new, and that's what's great about Margaret and meeting all these people, is that she's on this culinary
Yes.
journey, and she gets to meet people like yourself that can explain
And you're just like a
concasse.
sponge. You soak it all in.
Well, this is just so special and fun. And so what are some of the other shows you've been on? And
Oh, sure. Yeah. So the first competition show I've ever done was Sweet Genius. I was runner-up. I screwed up my caramel, and to this day, it still haunts me. Chef Ron Ben Israel was my judge, who's a very intimidating cake designer. And I'm not a pastry chef by any means. So when I was fresh out of culinary school, this was like over 10 years ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I getting further in this casting process? And then I did, and there were all these pastry chefs, people that own pastry shops up against me, and I'm like, well, I know what I'm doing. Not really. But that was really fun. Cutthroat
Fake
Kitchen.
it till you bake it.
Exactly. Fake it till you bake it.
That's a
I
new show.
love
My
that.
idea.
Oh my gosh. Let's
Right, that's a
copyright
good
that.
one.
yes, absolutely.
See it on Netflix. Then I did Cutthroat Kitchen, which is what I won. I won that one.
Yes, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. That was tough.
And were you on one of those spinning things? Is that what Cutthroat Kitchen? When you could be on a spinning platform.
Well,
and they give
that's
you
like
the,
yeah. They
Speaking of spinning platforms,
Yes.
hey, this is where I did my training for Cutthroat Kitchen.
Right.
No, so they give you sabotages, like different sabotages, and they
Okay.
try to make you not be able to cook. But all the sabotages, so I always look at all these challenges and competitions from like a producer standpoint, because I've culinary produced different challenge shows. So I'm always like, well, they've been tested. Someone did it, so I have to be able to do it. So that's what really gets me through it. It's mind over matter.
Jackie is a culinary badass. You know what it is? She really
you.
is. She's a culinary badass. You gotta have some. Can I say balls on this show?
Oh, you
gotta
just
have,
did.
You gotta have some balls. I myself, I have to say that I'm not good at that when it comes to food and food challenges.
Yeah.
That's an ingredient that I can't put into what I do. I'm too emotional when I'm cooking.
Yes.
I would probably fight with people on set.
But that would be great. That would be great TV.
I would be, and people love that about
Yeah.
me. That they're like, we need to get this Jersey hothead in there.
Yeah.
But you have, you're so brave, and I think with that
Thank you.
reckless abandon makes a great chef.
Thank you.
When someone like yourself is out there and you're putting yourself in situations that you're not really
Comfortable in.
Yeah, and that those challenges and those hurdles in life make you a great chef. So now you have this job in the Viking La Cornue showroom. You're going to be exposed to lots of different unique situations with
Absolutely.
the brand. What are you most looking forward to? We built and created this gorgeous showroom, and I designed this beautiful test kitchen for someone like
I
yourself
know.
to
I'm
thrive
so
in.
lucky.
Is it working for you?
Oh gosh, it's actually terrible.
It's awful.
It's awful.
It's
I don't
awful.
know how I come to work every day.
I don't know how
honestly.
either.
It's a struggle.
But you've been surrounded by Viking.
I have been surrounded by Viking. Yes, Viking was one of our sponsors at the Chew.
Right.
So I have worked on Viking products for the last seven and a half years.
Wow.
So to say that I've used and abused them really the residential side is not saying enough. I used to kick the oven doors closed. I'd be spilling oil all over my induction burners, and they worked. They were great. So I think telling people, what I love about the showroom is being able to not only showcase what we have and what you've built for us, but also telling people and showing people like, hey, I've worked on this. I have real life experience, and yeah, I'm a chef, but I'm not afraid to use induction. I'm not afraid to use electric, and I know how to, and I've learned how to, so let me show you guys. So it's kind of a different approach. It's not more like I want to be in front of you and like pushing it in your face and you better buy this kind of feel. And I think that what is so great about this, when I interviewed with you, it's not a sales job. No. It's a job where you're talking about people, you're inviting people into your home, and you're cooking for them, and you're making them feel like having this great experience and this like warm environment, and that's what I love about this place.
Yeah, it's basically, you know, we created the space to be like you're walking into someone's home, and you're like, you know, almost like a surgeon where you go in and you have your operating room and all of your tools.
Exactly.
And you're only as good as your tools and your relationships, I believe, in ingredients in the culinary world. So you're set up for success here, and people can come in here and meet you, and that's what's so exciting is that we're in our program, our culinary program, which you're going to be helping us develop and build. You know, we want to have these passionate, approachable, fun. I think you bring an element of fun and excitement to the showroom.
And her nickname is Sparkles.
It is.
So
I'm so jealous of that.
Well, your nickname's Glitter, so
I'll
it's
be
fine.
Glitter. You be Pearls, Sparkles,
Yes,
and
glitter.
Glitter.
Perfect.
Yep.
culinary trio.
Yes.
Well, real quick question: what was the first dish you made in the test kitchen?
I thought you were going to say my life. I was like,
No,
woo,
no,
Margaret,
no.
we're going back here. In the first dish I made in the test kitchen.
Was it those fritters?
I think it was
that
the
you made?
arancini.
The arancini?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was arancini.
It was the
You
arancini
make
with
a
the
great. We need to do a food segment where you make the best arancini.
You make the best risotto.
Oh God, we're such a great team.
What? Look at
I
this.
can you can use my risotto for your arancini.
Perfect.
Oh my God, can you imagine what
Perfect.
that would taste like?
That would be, and we'll make sure we can share the recipe.
Yes,
Perfect.
absolutely.
We'll make sure we can.
We
do
have to
that.
share all of our recipes.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I am just so excited to spend this time, be in the beautiful Viking and La Cornue kitchen.
Soon to be award-winning,
Yes,
I'm just saying.
yes,
It better be.
absolutely, absolutely. And I always like to end the show with 3 tips for the home chef.
Sure. Okay, 3 tips for the home chef. I'd have to say, if you feel like you're over seasoning, you're not. Salt is your friend. Please use it. And if you can't have salt, another tip, acid is your friend. I love adding lemon or citrus or anything like that to any vinaigrette. And my go-to ingredient, I'd have to say, is honey.
Honey.
Honey is my favorite thing. It's a little sweet. You can do something sweet and salty with
Yeah,
it.
you know,
so.
you're right. You're right about that. It's great. It's one of my go-tos as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, honey is like.
It's like my secret for
anything
everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Chicken, fish, you name it. You can just add some honey.
Your secret ingredient, honey.
I know, I should not have given that away on the first kitchen chat, maybe on the second one, I don't know.
Jeez, giving it all up.
The cannelloni, the arancini. Oh, well, this is great. Thank you so much,
Oh,
Chef
of course.
Jackie, for being on Kitchen Chat. And Jamie, thank you as always. We have so many fun kitchen chats today. And thank you, dear foodie friends, for joining us on this culinary journey here in the Viking and La Cornue showroom in New York City. Come by and visit Chef Jackie, and Chef Jamie will be here a lot too. And please check out vikingrange.com and come visit me in my kitchen, kitchenchat.info. And always remember to take a moment and savor the day.